And again for the Animoji game. So today I tried to test the second game that was bundled with the Watchdog Legion, which is the Grand Theft Auto 5, and I thought it is not as long as I thought, even though it is still twice long as the previous video. So right now I decided not to plug the headset into my right ear, so I'm just using on the left ears and try to hold the microphone instead, because yeah, my right ears, for some reason, because I tried to pull it was not feel very good, so that's the reason why. So most of the video is pretty unnecessary because the test was not actually long, but I decided to wait until the update is actually finished. But I'm not sure whether I will actually pause and skip it or not, because yeah, that's pretty unnecessary. And it's actually the last Animoji game that I can do, even though yesterday I already tried to record the new footage, which is from the old nostalgic PlayStation 2 games on my dream gadget that I have recently moved into the micro SD that I tried to buy. So yeah, I can actually save a little bit, 4 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes, perhaps, because there is two nostalgic games, including the two other duplicate Scarface games, which is not, for some reason, it just cannot run smoothly. So I decided to move into the SD card as well. So the game that I already tried to record is the driver. So it was not a really open world game. So it's pretty much static, like the Mafia, the original Mafia, or even the definitive edition. So you just can't follow the story, even though it seems to be like an open world games, but the world seems to be very empty, unlike the next installment of the driver, which is the driver parallel lines, which is pure open world. So, but I'm not sure whether it is still feels empty or not, because yeah, it is still an old games or PlayStation 2 games. So obviously the best PlayStation 2 games that have a vibrant environment and even cannot match until today was still a Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Even though yeah, the graphic is still feels very classic. Yeah, there are several mods that actually try to insert Grand Theft Auto 5 feeling into the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but still cannot match with how many how interesting features that evolved on the Grand Theft Auto 5 as well, since yeah, the engine was obviously different. So that's the reason why. So this actually goes into the story mode, because the online I cannot do it because I didn't subscribe to the PlayStation Plus. So that's the reason why I try to focus on the PC instead, because I can play the online games freely, even though it seems to be a little bit annoying. Because yeah, because some players are just always spam message into you, so it is pretty annoying. Unlike the PlayStation 4, which is a little bit more safe, I think, to something like that, because it will obviously harder to do script or to spam with your PlayStation 4 system. Because if you try to mod the PlayStation 4 and try to play online, you can actually get banned instead. So that's the reason why if you try to use the custom firmware, it's better for the PlayStation 4 to not connect into the networks. Yeah, I think I just not trying to do anything. So this is actually the progress that friends used to do, and I'm actually used to play it for some times. I just want to check how many things that they have done. But most likely it's just a typical Grand Theft Auto 5 progress, just like the one that used to be played by my other college friends in his Xbox 360 Slim. So yeah, this game is already very old if we talk about the story mode. So that's the reason why many fans of Star games are still waiting for the next installment of the Grand Theft Auto because it's just takes so long, more than 10 years. It's pretty annoying because they only try to expand the story in the Grand Theft Auto Online, which is I really hate because just has a so long loading screen on every time you try to play, and just not sure whether it is actually my internet connection or it's just meant to be like that because it is still pretty annoying. Just like when I try to play on the PlayStation 4 instead, when there is a free online for several days. So yeah, I think that's actually it. So it's only 6 minutes of the gameplay, so the rest of it is just waiting for the updates, which is don't only 4 minutes left, but for some reason there's still 18 minutes of this video, which I'm not sure what am I actually going to do. So I think at this time my internet connection is still not as fast as today because it has been free upgraded to 7 times faster, even though every time that I try to upload HD movie, it's always overheated for some reason on the cheap modem because the modem are changed into the local made, even though it has more capabilities, but I think the quality is just not as much as the previous modem that they try to give, which has a 6-scope brand. Just don't get it why it is getting blurred. It's like out of focus for some reason. Or maybe it was actually the encryption or the optimization by the Zoom when only trying to record certain footage or the same footage all the time. So they try to reduce the amount of file size that will eventually create it. So that's the reason why if you just record a still image, even though it is 1 hour of video, it will not the same as the 1 hour video full of motion captures. So I'm just already update Cyberpunk as well, even though I'm actually not inserting the game, but it's just automatically updated, and the update is also pretty big, even though it's how replace all of the assets on the game, so it's not actually decreasing the storage when it is already updated and it's successfully installed. Just like the Grand Theft Auto 5 as well for some reason, but on the PC it is always decreasing my storage. So I just don't get it why the PlayStation 4 version is just way more optimized than the PC, because in the PlayStation 4 it says it's only take 80 gigabyte of storage, while in the PC it takes more than 100, even though it's supposed to be the same exact games, because I haven't installed any mods like the one that I used to do on the old gaming PC. So that's the reason why the old gaming PC is also reach more than 100 gigabyte, even though I never really update the games. So it's still basically the same version that was first days perhaps, so I only tried to update manually from the DLC packs. So that's the reason why I cannot add so many cars into the game. It's always stuck on the infinite loading screen. Maybe there are several optimizations that I miss. Oh, I get it. So the download is actually not very long, but the copying of game files for some reason it just takes forever, which I eventually try to skip if I'm not mistaken. But there's still 11 minutes remaining, so I was initially trying to be positive, thinking that it will be finished, but yeah, it turns out I have actually skipped for around 70%, perhaps. I'm not sure. So I already tried to find another footage beside one that I just recently recorded, like the driver games. So I'm trying to unplug the hard drive from the other gaming PC case that's no longer that's currently didn't have any PC inside it, so it's only had this hard drive. So I decided to unplug and not plugging into my current game PC case, because I think since it is only 2.5-inch hard drive, I can actually connect it using the converter directly into the USB. But for the Mac, even though I've already installed the NTFS, but it's still considered as a copying game files, because maybe it just cannot bypass the permission for some reason. I just don't know. So I think I would try to copy using the Windows instead on the old gaming PC, the current gaming PC. But yeah, I'm just trying to check for the smaller hard drive, the 250, I think, 250 gigabyte. So it was actually a bonus hard drive when I tried to buy an SSHD 500 gigabyte for around $20. I also get the regular hard drive that have smaller capacity and also not an SSHD, obviously, but I eventually tried to install Windows as well, which is the Windows 7 if I'm not mistaken, because I initially wanted to play original game there, but I eventually not tried to do that because it still feels a little bit buggy for some reason, because modern Windows is still actually better than the old Windows, especially when you just do it fresh install. So yeah, that's the reason why I always try to upgrade into the latest Windows instead. So I was trying to play the Test Drive Limited 2 from the Steam that I already tried to collect to own for quite a long time, but it just feels not as good as the Test Drive Unlimited 1, which is already more into the Platinum, and it's actually have a bigger size. I guess it's the cars are just much more high quality than the original ones, perhaps. Not sure. So I was trying to use the steering wheel as well. My order steering wheel beside the Logitech G25, I guess, because it's still not as good as playing on the Logitech G25, even though it's been a while that I didn't play it as well, because yeah, I need to go into another room, which is and try to prepare it, and it's just make me lazy for some reason. And it's still 7 minutes minutes remaining, so hopefully I don't get disrupted in this unnecessary footage. So I'm trying to find old gaming footage. I'm not sure which games that I will try to play next. Maybe the next installment of the driver power lines, perhaps. If not, it's definitely only the early first prologue mission, which hopefully not very long. Because I'm not sure, because it's still pretty convenient to stream directly to Twitch instead, like the one that I've been doing also yesterday. So I'm trying to stream the Grand Theft Auto Online, which has a lot of loadings. That's the reason why I don't want to waste a lot of my storage just recording so many loading screens. So that's the reason why I even stream directly to Twitch, which already take more than 1.5 hours, I think. So I only play several missions and trying to gain to increase the level and also the money, but it eventually got stuck for some reason, just so maybe that's the reason why it is already finished playing and I cannot do it anymore. So I need to close the game and of course stop the stream after 1.5 hours of playing. It's just full of loading screens, so it's not really satisfied yet with those long hours because the level is also not that big. But I'm already trying to play the newest updates, so yeah, which I obviously never do that before when I tried to play the Grand Theft Auto Online on the PlayStation 4. So I'm not sure the level that I have reached on the PlayStation 4, but one thing for sure is I already own several games which I haven't bought any on the PC. So to do more mission and also get more cash to do it. Because yeah, I think I only tried to play this for several days, but not all of the footage was actually recorded, even though there are several ones that I tried to use to record on the OBS, but yeah, I eventually tried not to stream it because during that time my internet connection is still not very long, not very fast, so I just don't want to kind of disconnect it like the one that I used to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive while streaming. So streaming was getting lag and the game is also that way. And also when I try to stream point blank as well, it's just immediately disconnected after several times of playing. Because the upload speed was just so struggle to handle the online games and streaming at the same time. So I'm not sure whether the 7 times faster upload speed that I currently have right now can capable to do that or not. But I think it's able to do that because I already streamed for 1.5 hours and it seems to be very smooth until the game suddenly freezes. But I think it's not because of the internet connection. I'm not sure because unlike trying to upload video, HD video into the YouTube, which make the modem overheat, playing while also streaming seems to be not making it overheat. So it's already 2 minutes remaining and as you can see, it's still copying around 70%. So I think I decided to skip it because yeah, it just takes forever. I'm already pretty tired holding the microphone and the phone for doing the emoji, because I literally need to charge the phone as well, because it's definitely already drained for several percent after trying to do an emoji for more than 30 minutes. Because even not only the iPhone itself, but my old MacBook Air is also pretty struggle every time I try to do to record the emoji, because when I try to do at the same time that I render a video, it's make the emoji pretty lag during the recording. Like, I think there are so many emoji that very lag, so it's just make it pretty unnecessary, because it's just not represent the real face behind it. It's still a virtual face as well, but it's just making it worse when was like. So I already skip it and just try to check why it's just making so long. So I think everything seems to be okay. So the free space is still the same like it was used to be. So I try to spare the same size